Good morning, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching, it is appreciated as always. I've not done a video on the junior doctors strike in England, and I thought I'd do one and share my position basically, which is I don't support the doctors in this. I really don't. The country is on its arse. The country is skint and we simply cannot afford it. And it's nothing to do with not valuing doctors, it's the principle, the idea that the doctors are public sector workers, they're in an exclusive industry, there is no competition in the NHS because it is public funded healthcare, and they are holding the British people to ransom, and I don't support them at all. Now lest we forget, when the Labour government came in, they funded big paydays for the doctors in the NHS, the junior doctors specifically, and also the train drivers. The train drivers got a big bump in wages as well. So everybody got a big bump in wages if you're in the public sector, but the private sector were getting hollowed out, and we never got anything because we're not funded by the government essentially. Now what you need to remember is a few things regarding the doctors, okay? They're not sympathetic. Never think that a doctor has your health or your well-being at heart. They're protecting their bottom line and they're protecting the exclusivity of their industry, which I've mentioned on previous videos, but I'll mention it again here. What are the pay demands? The BMA, the British Medical Association, which is their trade union, says resident doctors' pay will be 20% lower in real terms than it was in 2008, even after the August increase, which I've just discussed. The thing that they don't mention is that we've had an economic crash in 2008, which we've not recovered from. That's when Gordon Brown and his QE, his quantitative easing, was added originally. And we also had a pandemic, and that was about 4 or 5 years ago. And we've never recovered from either. If you look at the way that our economy functions comparative to the United States, we're not doing well, we are on our arse. And the public sector know this, and they should be considerate of this fact. Then we look at some further information. It wants the pay for the group to be brought back into line to what it was 17 years ago, which they say the value of their pay started to be eroded. It wasn't just the value of your pay, it was the value of the British pound sterling due to quantitative easing and other measures that your government, our government took. What the public sector employees are actually saying is they don't want to bear the burden of bad government policy. So they'll vote in a Labour government, get all of these daft socialist policies, quantitative easing, no real growth in the economy, and then they'll scream foul and they'll say, look at poor me, look at the poor doctor, we deserve more money. No, not at all, not in the slightest. My doctor, my GP, ghosted me during the pandemic. I've not had a face-to-face with my doctor in 5 years. Why should any doctor get a bumper payday? Not my problem. Not the taxpayers' problem. Let's be real about that. The claim is based on the measures of inflation in the retail price index. This includes housing costs and shows higher price increases than some other inflation measures. The BMA points out that many resident doctors have large student loans and interest is calculated using RPI. However, the government says RPI is outdated and it uses consumer prices, the CPI, to calculate inflation. So the BMA, the British Medical Association, they're not good people. All they are is looking after their bottom line and their interests. And I want to bring up this chart now. If you look at the pay where they start, it's nearly 38k a year. Now you could say that's not a lot for a doctor. But look at the scale increase, look how it expands in scale year on year on year on year on year. And by the time they're drawing their gold-plated pension, they're well off. They are well off. So I've got no sympathy for them at all, and I don't think anybody who watches my channel would have any sympathy for them either. That's my honest opinion on the matter. And finally, what I want to bring up something I've brought up on previous videos is, okay, the BMA are not good people. They are bad people. They voted in the 2000s, the British Medical Association, to limit the number of medical student places for British citizens. The vote was influenced by concerns about oversupply and the economic implications of a large number of doctors entering the workforce. The rationale behind this decision was similar to the 1970s, maintaining exclusivity within the profession and protecting earnings of doctors. It was the belief that an oversupply of doctors could depress salaries and reduce the prestige of the profession. As a result, the BMA, along with other professional groups, advocated for limiting medical school intakes and ensured it would not be an oversaturation of doctors. That's what the BMA did, and that's what they advised their members, their doctors. So when your gran or when your brother can't get an operation appointment, think about why that is. It's because the doctors voted to maintain the exclusivity of their industry. Many, if not all, of the working people in the chattering classes vote Labour. The Uni Party has mismanaged the economy for over 30 years, and then you get public sector workers demanding that the government gives them more money. It's a disgrace. We are on our arse, the economy is on its arse. Rachel from accounts has a 50 billion black hole. So she's more than double the 22 billion black hole that the last government allegedly left. And they give all their public sector buddies pay bumps when they got in power. And now the NHS, the junior doctors, are out with their begging bowl asking for more money. While many people in the private sector are being made redundant and their jobs are being farmed overseas, many people are having the trouble actually paying the rent. And the doctors have the audacity to say, look how hard done we are. No, I'm not having it. I'm really not. Now, obviously, you can disagree. You can say, Damien, you're on a loser here. Cheshire, you need to support the doctors. They're brilliant. I'm not doubting their technical brilliance of their jobs. I'm doubting the ethics and the morals behind asking for money when there is no money in the coffers. And if they go abroad, well, at the end of the day, that's a betrayal. I would see that as a betrayal. You're looking after your own bottom line. The healthcare, the actual patient care that you're meant to be providing seems to fall by the wayside when money is concerned. Now, if you like this video, comment below, like and subscribe. Let me know if you think the government should give in to the pay demands. Share the video and let me know if you think I'm wrong. As always, have a good afternoon and thank you for watching.